Kyiv says its forces are continuing to hold on to Bakhmut as Russia claims advances in the embattled eastern city. The military of Ukraine claimed bloody battles unprecedented in recent decades in Bakhmut, in the east of the country, while the number of fatalities from a Russian onslaught on Sloviansk's apartment complexes rose to 11. The Russian Defense Ministry said that militants from its Wagner mercenary squad had taken 2 additional Bakhmut locations when the fights reportedly took place on Saturday. Since last summer, Wagner has led Russia's efforts to seize the city, which is the main objective of its offensive in eastern Ukraine. For both sides, it has been the war's longest and deadliest battle. Bloody battles unprecedented in recent decades are taking place in the middle of the city's urban area, said Serhiy Cherevadii, spokesperson for Ukraine's Eastern Military Command. Our soldiers are doing everything in bloody and fierce battles to grind down the enemy's combat capability and break its morale, he told the 1+1 television channel. Every day, in every corner of this city, they are successfully doing so. Russia meanwhile claimed advances in Bakhmut. Wagner assault units have successfully advanced, capturing 2 districts on the northern and southern outskirts of the city, Russia's defense ministry said in a briefing. Additionally, it stated that Ukrainian soldiers were being held back on the flanks by Russian army paratroop units, who were assisting the alleged advance. In a Friday intelligence update, the UK stated that Ukrainian forces had been forced to give up some ground in Bakhmut as Russia had launched a fresh attack there during the previous 2 days, which included heavy artillery bombardment. There are now 11 fatalities in the nearby city of Sloviansk, which is located approximately 45 kilometers, 27 miles, to the northwest. According to Ukrainian officials, rescue workers discovered 2 more victims buried beneath the debris of a home hit by Russian missiles. Officials from Ukraine claimed that during the attack on Friday, 7 Russian missiles struck 5 buildings, 5 residences, and an administrative facility. 9 people were killed, including a 2-year-old kid who was pulled from the wreckage but passed away on the way to the hospital, according to an earlier toll, and 21 people were injured. Alina Zelenska, the First Lady of Ukraine, extended her condolences to the child's family during this time of indescribable grief. Volodymyr Zelensky, the president, criticized Russia for brutally shelling homes and killing people in broad daylight. According to Ukrainian officials, rescuers in Sloviansk are still looking for the occupants of 3 unaccounted-for flats as well as the 5 persons who are still trapped inside the apartment building's rubble. In the meantime, the Ukrainian Air Force declared that the nation would soon have weapons to try and thwart strikes like the one on Friday. According to Yuri Anat, spokesman for the Ukrainian Air Force, the Patriot air defense system that the United States had agreed to deploy to Ukraine shortly after Easter was anticipated. The country, which is largely Christian and celebrates Easter on Sunday, is getting ready. On the diplomatic front, Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva said on Saturday that the U.S. should stop encouraging war in Ukraine as he wrapped a state visit to China. He also urged the European Union to start talking about peace. Zelensky reaffirmed on Saturday that Ukraine wants to join NATO as soon as feasible and that he will not engage in negotiations with Russia as long as President Vladimir Putin is in office. Before that could happen, he said, Kyiv would require reliable security guarantees, although he did not elaborate. Russia had stated earlier in the month that it preferred any peace negotiations over Ukraine to center on establishing a new world order. Moscow has long asserted that it is waging a struggle against Washington's hegemony on the world scene, and it claims that the offensive against Ukraine is a part of that struggle.